The self focuses on understanding the nature of the self and personal experiences. In this video, I will be going over some big ideas in this topic. Gordon Allport said that the goal of development is growth of the self to its full potential. Freud focused on the inner self, the subconscious, which often is below the surface, and this can be visualized by the idea of an iceberg, where the majority of it sits below the water. Some scholars view social interaction as an integral part of shaping the self. They view our relationships with others as important factors in who we are. Harry Sullivan suggested negative behaviors to be a result of unfortunate interpersonal relations, such as insufficient care and love. Karen Horney saw that social relationships contributed to the development of the self, such as cultural influences played a large part in how we act. In the 1900s, Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers found that people work towards satisfying needs to achieve self-actualization. They showed this through the hierarchy of needs: food, water, safety, love, and finally, self-actualization. Self-actualization being coming to an understanding of one's potential and talents. An important question on this topic is, are we born with a sense of self, or does it develop over time? Research shows that sense of self develops at 18 months, when an infant can recognize their reflection in a mirror. It's hard to tell, however, as you could argue that infants have a sense of self when crying for attention or mimicking an action, but these could just be inborn behaviors. The idea of self-perception challenges the notion that we know ourselves best, suggesting that we know ourselves only by observation of behavior, so this means that we know ourselves just as well as we know others. The looking glass self, coined by Charles Cooley, says that our view of ourselves is constantly changing based on feedback we get from others. Self-esteem is tied in closely with the idea of the self. One's goal in development is to gain a positive self-view and thus a healthy self-esteem. A low self-esteem can contribute to mental illness and personality changes. Overall, the understanding of the self can further our knowledge of identity and the subconscious and conscious mind as a whole.